make the statement that Mark Schindler, the interim director, I'm requesting publicly, as I've done in the hearings, for his immediate resignation. He needs to be terminated. He should have been gone if this had happened in any suburban neighborhood. Vincent Schiraldi would have been fired years ago, and Mark Schindler would have also been fired immediately. It shouldn't take 20 plus young black people being gunned down for someone to realize that there's a problem in the juvenile justice system, not just with DYRS, but of various agencies that are monitoring these violent offenders. I think that it's just, I know everyone thinks that I'm just out to get Akron Fenty. That's just one of the individuals who has lacked his responsibility to the citizens of the District of Columbia. But as I said, Mark Schindler has not done a good job at the hands of the young people in the community. They're released back into the community without any services being rendered to them, no rehabilitation whatsoever. And I think it's kind of disheartening and very disgusting that individuals, young men and women, take positions to go out and, that's their livelihood, to go out and work, and they can't even go to do their jobs without being in harm's way. You have just as many employees out on sick, medical leave, or workman's comp that your facility house because they've been injured, whether they've fractured ribs and broken bones, broken their jaws, and that's not the way, that's not what people sign up for. When employees take a position, they're not in the military, they're not going to combat, they're going to monitor the supervision of detainees. They shouldn't go into a facility and have to fear for their lives on a day-to-day basis, and no one seems to think that's a problem. And I understand that there's an arbitrator, Ms. Lopes, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly is her position here, because she's been on the Jerry M case for, 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is the city paying her 6 figures plus to sit in an office on Connecticut Avenue if there are issues going on within the juvenile justice system? At what point is she going to intervene and make some things happen in a positive light to protect the youth that are detained, as well as the citizens? I could just go on and on. There's a lot of points that need to be addressed here within the juvenile justice system. And like I said, I'm calling for the immediate resignation of Mark Schindler. We need to have rehabilitation going on to these agencies so that the individuals who can be rehabilitated are being rehabilitated. Those that are having issues that are beyond the scope of being rehabilitated, they need to be in the facilities that will ensure, the safety of the public. And if that means a maximum security prison, that's where the individuals need to be. We can't have people gunned down every day as if we're in a war zone. Like I said, we live in the District of Columbia. We're not Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait. There's no war going on here. But nobody seems to think it's that serious. We have Peter Nichols, our Attorney General here in the District of Columbia. He oversees the juveniles. At what point will he step in and intervene? I know the Attorney General in Chicago allocated $500,000 to prevent juvenile violence. So basically, I feel like I'm challenging Peter Nichols. How much money have you allocated for the prevention of juvenile violence in the District of Columbia since you've been the Attorney General? Like I said, there's so much violence going on with the juveniles within the District of Columbia, and you as the Attorney General have done absolutely nothing. So I feel at some point something needs to be done, and it should not have taken, all of the bloodshed in the streets for this to get to this point. Every day someone's being gunned down, and the Attorney General Peter Nichols is saying nothing, is doing nothing. So my point is, why is he being paid a salary? What significance does he serve? that I can bank everything that I have and put a bet on it that most of these individuals do not even reside in Washington, D.C. They may have an address and a zip code where their mail goes, but I'm sure Schindler does not live in the District of Columbia. I'm sure Peter Nichols does not live in the District of Columbia. And, you know, so many jobs are outsourced or people coming into the city to work, but then you keep neglecting Ward 7 and 8. You know, only certain zip codes and area codes seem to be, you know, important to certain people. So that's pretty much what I'm here to say. That, like I said, the juvenile justice system needs to be revamped. We need to start all over. We need to just clean house and start from scratch.
All right, stay tuned.